Chapter 26 of Just for Juniors, Little Talks to Little Folks by Reverend Gerald T. Brennan. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Maria Therese. Chapter 26 The Child Apostle. Little Caroline had many friends, but her closest friend was a girl by the name of Mary. Caroline and Mary were such good friends that they spent most of their time together. The girls went to public school together, walked home together, played together, and ran errands together. There was one time, however, when Caroline and Mary were never together. That was Sunday morning. Every Sunday Caroline went to Mass, but Mary never went to church. Neither did Mary's parents nor her 5 brothers and sisters. Well, last spring Caroline began going to the First Communion class, and Mary decided to go too. For 5 straight weeks the 2 little girls went to class every day. They listened to every word the priest spoke. One day, while the priest was telling the children about Jesus, he noticed that Mary was crying. "What's the matter, Mary?" asked the priest kindly. "Why are you crying?" Mary tried to hold back the tears, but she found it hard. "I feel bad inside," sobbed the little girl, "because I can't make my First Communion." The priest wondered, but asked no more questions. However, after class the priest called Mary aside. The little girl's heart was almost broken, and she told the priest something that surprised him. Mary was not a Catholic. In fact, Mary wasn't anything. The priest knew now why Mary was sad. He told the little girl to pray hard, and perhaps something good would happen. Well, something good did happen. It happened that very night when the priest went to see Mary's mother. The priest told the mother that Mary could not receive Holy Communion because the little girl was not a Catholic. The mother nodded her head, and a tear trickled down her cheek. "Father," said Mary's mother, "I have something to tell you. Mary is the only one of my 7 children who has ever learned to pray. Don't you think it is time that Mary's father, mother, brothers, and sister learned how to pray too? We want to become Catholics." I don't have to tell you that the priest was happy. He was very happy. Twice a week for 4 months the priest taught Mary and her family about God. Yes, all of Mary's family learned to pray. And that isn't all. The priest baptized the parents and their 7 children. Is that the end of the story? No, children, it is not the end of the story. When Mary and her family received their first Holy Communion, watching and praying for them was little Caroline, the girl who brought an entire family to God. Children, this story is a true story. Every word of it is true, and the priest in the story is a very good friend of mine. What did little Caroline do to lead all of those people to God? Did she do something big? Not at all. Caroline merely did what she thought was right. That's all. She went to church and to First Communion class. But when Mary saw Caroline doing those things, she wanted to do them too. Caroline's good example started everything. Caroline's good example led 9 people to God. Would you like to lead someone to God? Would you like to help someone get to heaven? Of course you would. Well, all that you have to do is to show good example. You know, children, your friends watch you and they do whatever you do. If you are honest in your games, your friends will be honest too. If you tell the truth, your friends will tell the truth. If you obey your parents, your friends will want to obey their parents. If you go to confession on Saturday, watch your friends follow you. When you are in church, pray hard, and your friends, seeing you, will pray hard too. That's good example. Good example means that, by doing the right thing, you show others how to be good. It's easy, isn't it? Caroline was just a little girl. She was only 8 years old. Yet she showed good example to her friend, and you can do the same thing. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you, by your good example, helped some boy or girl to love God? You may never know that you helped some boy or girl get to heaven, but someday God will tell you. Then you will be very happy. So let's start today. Help your friends to get closer to God. Show them good example. End of chapter 26.